Hello students, this is the first part of your third chapter of history, ruling the countryside. In this chapter, we will know about the policies, about the systems that were implemented by the British in village, in the countryside. Because now, as they start ruling in our country, at that time, in India, mostly there were villages. The number of the town were very small, and most of the population were living in the village. And their main focus was on to collect the revenue, and the main source of the revenue was the crop production. So it's mean that the villagers were the first target of British, to whom they have to implement their rules on them, and the result of this was that the different policies will become into existence. So of all these things, what were their policies, how it affect the farmers, how they react on with to the British, all these things we will know here. On 12 August 1765, the Mughal emperor appointed the East India Company as the Diwan of Bengal. After the victory of Battle of Buxar, the company got the right to collect revenue in Bengal. Means Mughal emperor handed over the Diwani right to the company. And at that time, the governor was Robert Clive. So Robert Clive became the official Diwan of Bengal. But the main thing that you should remember, that British was still an alien ruler. They were not an indigenous ruler. And how can we say so? Because at that time there were many local leaders like headman, zamidar, who were living in the village, and they were enjoying the authority, prestige, and support of their people. So now as company become the diwan of the Bengal territory. So now they wanted to control these local leaders, but they cannot eliminate these people. They cannot remove these people, because if they may try to remove these people, they may face rebel of that of the local people. So on the one hand, they wanted to get support of these local leaders, and on the other hand, they also wanted to control these local people, so that in future they could not do rebel against the British. And also the company wanted to increase the revenue, because earlier British used to bring the gold and silver from Britain to India, and from India they bought the gem- cotton clothes, silk clothes, spices, uh, and the things that they needed. But now, as the income has been started from the Bengal, because they become the Diwan, so they have the right to collect the revenue. So the gold and silver that bring from the Britain had been stopped now, but their expenses were growing day by day, so they have to increase their revenue collection also. So and one thing also happened at that time, that in 1770 Bengal was hit by a drastic famine, and in this famine almost 10 million people were died in Bengal, and one third population was wiped out. So this was the need of the time, that British pay attention towards the agriculture production, towards the improvement of agriculture production, to improve the land fertility, land facility, irrigation facility, because only then the revenue can be collected. Because if there will be no agriculture, no revenue will be collected. So the main thing was revenue collection. And Britisher company was still a trader. They were working like a trader. So they want to collect the revenue. They want a huge money, but they do not want the responsibility of the collection or assessment of the revenue. So they devised some mechanism to collect the huge amount of revenue. So what were those mechanisms, in which area they were implemented, what were the problems were created because of that, and how further these policies were changed by the British. All these things we will see now. So, Britisher introduced three systems in different part of British India to collect revenues. What were those systems? The first system is परमानेंट सेटलमेंट. अभी आगे देखेंगे कि इसका नाम परमानेंट सेटलमेंट क्यों पड़ा. ठीक है. So permanent settlement, this settlement was devised by the Governor General Lord Cornwallis. And in which part of the country this was implemented? In Bengal, Bihar, Banaras, Odisha. देखो मेनली एक्चुअली में आज हम जिसको बिहार और उड़ीसा और बंगाल अलग अलग स्टेट बोलते हैं, उस समय के भारत में ये पूरा एक था. बंगाल आप अगर मैप में देखेंगे तो बंगाल के बगल में आपको बिहार, झारखंड और उसके नीचे आपको उड़ीसा दिखेगा. तो ये पूरा एरिया बंगाल प्रोविंस था. तो मेनली परमानेंट सेटलमेंट को इन द ईयर ऑफ 1793 बंगाल, बिहार, बनारस और उड़ीसा में इम्प्लीमेंट किया गया. When British start facing problem in this system, then they jumped on the another system, and that was Mahalwadi system. This system was devised by Holt Mackenzie, and it was implemented in central India. The region you can name the region Punjab, Uttar Pradesh and Central Province. Then the third system was Rayatwadi system, and this system also implemented in other part of the country, mainly in southern India. जब ब्रिटिश ने टीपू सुल्तान को वॉर में हरा करके मैसूर रीजन को कंट्रोल करना शुरू किया, तो वहां पर इस सिस्टम को इम्प्लीमेंट किया. एंड दिस सिस्टम वाज इम्प्लीमेंटेड बाय कैप्टन रीड एंड थॉमस मुनरो in Madras region, Bombay region and Assam region. So these are the three systems of revenue collections. We will see one by one that what are the features of these systems and what are the problems that were created through this system. So the first system was permanent settlement. This system got its name because here revenue was fixed, and for the next 20 years, 30 years, and it will not be changed further. Here the responsibility of assessment of the revenue to go from one field to another field, from one village to another village, and the assessment, the collection, all the responsibility was on the local leaders. And who was these local leaders? These local leaders were rajas, talukdars, and they were recognized as zamindar. So this was the responsibility of the zamindar to collect the revenue from the peasant and paid this to the British. And whatever the amount were decided by the British to get from the zamindar, that used to be fixed. Means there will be no change in the further means time. So British made this contract with zamindar for the 10 year. But if zamindar failed to pay the revenue, then their zamindari were being auctioned, and then other zamindar take this responsibility. Means whoever zamindar were ready to give the revenue that were fixed by the British, that person, that zamindar get the right to collect the revenue from the peasant. So that's why this system was called the permanent settlement. तो permanent settlement क्यों पड़ा नाम? क्योंकि इसमें रेवेन्यू फिक्स होता था। ब्रिटिश के पास, ब्रिटिश को कुछ भी नहीं करना होता था इसमें, वो केवल 5-6 विलेज का जो एक जमींदार होता था उसके साथ कॉन्ट्रैक्ट करते थे कि हमें इतना रेवेन्यू चाहिए, एंड नाउ दिस इज योर रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी, then whatever means you want to implement, you implement, just we want this revenue. तो ब्रिटिश डिसाइड कर देते थे कि हमको 10,000 20,000 रेवेन्यू चाहिए इतने गांव से। तो ये सारा जिम्मेदारी फिर जमींदार का होता था कि किस तरीके से रेवेन्यू का उसको जाके रेवेन्यू को कलेक्ट करना है, कैसे कलेक्ट करना है। तो इस तरीके से, और उसमें से जमींदार को भी अपना प्रॉफिट लेना होता है। कि सपोज करो कि ब्रिटिश को 10,000 चाहिए तो जमींदार एटलीस्ट 12,000 15,000 कलेक्ट करेगा, क्योंकि उसे भी कुछ प्रॉफिट चाहिए और फिर ब्रिटिश को भी देना है। तो इन दिस वे दिस सिस्टम वाज कॉल्ड परमानेंट सेटलमेंट। और ये सिस्टम को लॉर्ड कॉर्नवालिस जो गवर्नर जनरल थे उन्होंने डिवाइस किया था इन द ईयर ऑफ 1793, एंड दिस वाज इम्प्लीमेंटेड इन द बंगाल प्रोविंस. So now, what were the problems that were faced by the zamindars, by the British, and last one cultivator, the peasant, the farmer. Okay, so the first was zamindar. So what problem he faced? As revenue was so high that zamindar found difficulty to pay that one, because in this permanent settlement revenue was fixed, but that fixed revenue was also very high, because British have no any idea of the ground level situation. They do not know about the village land, the soil fertility, what type of crops are grown in the village, rain, that crop get rain or not, there is facility of the water or not. So they don't have any real ground idea. That's why they always fixed the high amount of revenue on their own view, and sometimes zamindars face difficulty to pay the revenue. But at anyhow zamindar had to pay the revenue, because if zamindar could not pay the revenue, then their zamindari would be lost. So sometimes zamindars also had to take a loan to pay that revenue to the British. Lekin what were the British idea before implementing this permanent settlement? British thought that in this system there is a great chance for the zamindars to get the profit. So they thought that zamindar would be encouraged to invest on the land to improve its fertility. They would work for supplying more and more water to the village. But reality was that zamindar were not taking any interest in the improving of the land. Why? Because they were not sure that they would be zamindar forever for the land. Any time if they became unable to pay the revenue, then their zamindari would be lost, and they would become a simple peasant. Okay, so there was no surety of their income. That's why zamindar also was not taking any interest in the improvement of the land. तो ब्रिटिश ने तो सोचा था कि जमींदार इंटरेस्ट लेंगे, लैंड पे इन्वेस्टमेंट करेंगे, तो जिससे लैंड का प्रोडक्शन बढ़ेगा तो हमें ज़्यादा रेवेन्यू मिलेगा, लेकिन ऐसा कुछ हो नहीं रहा था. और सम टाइम द इनकम ऑफ द जमींदार्स इंक्रीज्ड, बट as means the revenue was fixed, so this did not give any benefit to the company, क्योंकि कंपनी ने परमानेंट सेटलमेंट में रेवेन्यू को फिक्स कर दिया था, यानी कंपनी ने डिसाइड कर दिया कि उसको 1000 रुपीज चाहिए। अब हो सकता है कि उस साल अच्छी बारिश हो जाए, तो ऐसा नहीं है कि कंपनी को 12,000 रुपीज मिल जाएगा। प्रॉफिट तो फिर जमींदार को ज्यादा होगा, ना कि कंपनी को ज्यादा होगा। तो इस सिस्टम से कंपनी को भी एक फिक्स्ड अमाउंट ऑफ रेवेन्यू ही मिल रहा था। उनका चूंकि एक्सपेंस बढ़ता जा रहा था, उस हिसाब से उनका इनकम जो है इस सिस्टम से नहीं बढ़ रहा था। तो जमींदार को भी प्रॉब्लम हो रही थी, ब्रिटिश को भी प्रॉब्लम हो रही थी। एंड द लास्ट वन was cultivator. So cultivator also found this system very oppressive because zamidar used to demanded very high rent from them, and whenever they unable to pay this, they were evicted from their land, from means from that land which they had been cultivated for generation. So if you want to understand this worst situation of the farmer in this system, then you should see the movie लगान। लगान मूवी अगर आप देखेंगे तो उसमें आपको ब्रिटिश का रोल, ब्रिटिश किस तरीके से लगान को लेने के लिए, रेवेन्यू को लेने के लिए जमींदार लोगों को फोर्स करते थे, किस तरीके से फार्मर उससे परेशान होते थे, all these ideas will be clear in your mind. So next system was Mahalwadi system, and Mahalwadi system was implemented in 1822. This system was devised by an Englishman called Holt Mackenzie. In this system, the collectors, British officials, they inspect the land, measure the field, and then estimate the revenue from each plot within a village. And then all the revenues added up, and it decided it decides that how much revenue could be collected from that particular village. So here settlement or contract was made with a village, not with a zamidar. Before that, पहले हम जमींदार के साथ सेटलमेंट करते थे। परमानेंट सेटलमेंट में जमींदार जो होता था वो 4, 5, 6 विलेज का होता था। उस समय ब्रिटिश को नहीं जानते थे कि विलेज में क्या हो रहा है, कैसे हो रहा है, किस तरह का लैंड है, लैंड में क्या उगाया जा रहा है। लेकिन अब इस सिस्टम में उन्होंने पर्टिकुलर विलेज में जा करके वहाँ के लैंड को देखा, वहाँ की खेती को मेजर किया, और उसके बाद उन्होंने रेवेन्यू को डिसाइड किया। एंड देन द हेडमैन ऑफ द विलेज, क्योंकि हर एक गांव का एक मुखिया होता था, सो हेडमैन ऑफ द विलेज was given the responsibility to collect the revenue and pay it to the company. Means now revenue was not fixed, it always revised. And as you know that the company needed more money for doing the trade and for expanding its administration. For that purpose also they needed more money, so this system was devised. Because in permanent settlement there was no scope to improve its income, but in this system, because the collectors time to time went to the villages, they measured the field, so there is a great chance for improving the revenue for the village. So this system was Mahalwadi system. So this new system was called Rayatwadi system. Rayat means farmer. ठीक है, इसको ऐसे समझो, सपोज करो दिस इज ब्रिटिश, दे आर जमींदार, दे आर हेडमैन, एंड ये हैं किसान, फार्मर। या साउथ में फार्मर्स को रैयत बोलते थे, तो उसी से ये नाम आया है रैयतवाड़ी सिस्टम। ठीक है, परमानेंट सेटलमेंट में ब्रिटिश ने कॉन्ट्रैक्ट किया जमींदार लोगों से। देन नेक्स्ट था महालवाड़ी। महालवाड़ी सिस्टम में ब्रिटिश ने कॉन्ट्रैक्ट एस्टेब्लिश किया हेडमैन लोगों से। और अब इस रैयतवाड़ी सिस्टम में जमींदार कैंसिल, हेडमैन कैंसिल। नाउ ब्रिटिश विल टेक डायरेक्ट रेवेन्यू टू दी फार्मर्स। Okay, because in the previous two systems they are getting less profit. This was the thinking of British, that some profit gained by the headman, then some profit taken by the zamidar, then money come to the British. So now British think that now we should make direct contact with the farmers to take the revenue. So in this system, the revenue was directly taken by the from the cultivators, from the farmers who were really tilling the land, who were really working on the land. Okay, so this system was devised by the Captain Alexander Reid and Thomas Munro, and this system was implemented in South Indian region. When it was implemented, after after winning the area of Mysore, after winning this South Indian region, this system was implemented. And one more reason why this system, because there were no traditional zamindars as in North India में तो जमींदार होते थे, हेडमैन मुखिया लोग भी होते थे, but in South India there were no traditional zamindars. So British directly make make a contact with the cultivators to get its revenue. Here also British officials went to a particular plot. They measure the land, and they see the crops, which type of a crops are grown, and they measure and they estimated the revenue from each plot, and then revenue was decided. Here also no fixed revenue, it always change with the production of the land. So this was the Rayatwadi system. So within a very few years after introducing this new system, it was clear that all was not well with them, as revenue officials fixed high revenue to increase the company income, but the revenue was too high that peasants were unable to pay that. So peasants fled from the countryside, and soon many villages became desert in many regions. So here we understand that what were the three revenue systems that were implemented by the British in different regions, and how it created problems for the village people. These are the question answer for your practice. Whatever we have studied till now in this chapter, these question answers are related with that. You do it. Thank you.